The Star Wars Battlefront 2 comeback nobody expected. Hello everyone, I haven't been this excited in a long time, and I think many of you are also excited as I have been spammed with requests saying, Remy, are you going to cover the Battlefront 2 resurgence? And I'm like, yes I am. Many of you know that I love Star Wars Battlefront, especially the old classic games. For years, I've covered the Halo 3 Battlefront collection mod, and it's always a great time. Today is a great day for Battlefront fans. Over the past 2 weeks, the hype has been building as players want a Star Wars Battlefront 3. To show support of just how much people want this game, everybody, and I mean everybody, has gone to play Star Wars Battlefront 2. There are so many people currently playing the game that the servers are crashing. That's right, that is how big of news it is. I was literally playing last night with a couple of friends and the servers went down for everybody. No one could access the game for hours as there was hundreds of thousands of people playing the game. Now people were speculating, and as I just said, that over 100,000 people, some people were saying 300,000 people, I'm not sure if I believe it's that many, have jumped into the fight across all platforms. And even on Steam, the game is breaking daily peak records every single day at this point. I love Battlefront, I love Battlefield, and I truly believe both games can coexist and both be incredibly popular. Now, Star Wars Battlefront 2 has had quite the colorful history. This game has a story. It really felt like just as the game was finding its feet, it was abandoned in terms of new content updates. The new Battlefield came out, there was no more Battlefront 2 updates, everyone thought, well, I guess it's over. Before that, and oh boy, if you are unaware of the controversy surrounding Battlefront 2, the game was 100% pay to win, and the situation was received so negatively that lawsuits were filed against EA due to the nature of gambling, loot boxes, and an unfair advantage to those who paid. It got so bad that it would take over 40 hours to unlock a singular character, and fans of the Battlefront franchise were furious because of it. I can't blame them. I remember at the time there was a very popular thread, and the headline said it will take $2,100 or 4,500 hours to unlock everything in Battlefront 2. It was a mess. I also remember that EA was voted the worst company in America twice, which, looking back, I definitely see why that was the case. In a way, the controversy Battlefront 2 faced was the catalyst for change and the end of companies being able to push through terrible loot boxes and borderline gambling. The developers at EA and DICE made broad sweeping changes to the game's functionality to remove the pay-to-win nature that launched with the game. Thankfully today, you can play the game, and pay-to-win is a thing of the past. I jumped on my PC, and since there's no cross-progression, I had to start again at level 1. You can progress very quickly to unlock cards to help give you advantages in battle, and on the whole, the game is thriving. Within 2 sessions, I was almost at level 30. Leveling up is very quick. And when I say thriving, I truly mean it. You can find instant games across the board in every single playlist and game mode. I'm not joking. No matter how niche you think the game mode is, you can play it. You can play Ewok Hunt, Galactic Assault, Supremacy, Blast, and even Starfighter Assault. Every single damn playlist is massively populated, and that is an insane comeback to see almost 10 years after release. I was finding instant games all of today within 2 minutes. Back 2-3 months ago, I could barely find a single game in my region, and that's in any playlist. If that's not proof of how monumental this is, nothing is. While I'm talking game modes, there is so many ways in Battlefront 2 to absolutely cheese the enemy team. Some classes and playstyles are absolutely broken, but in a way, that is the charm of Battlefront 2. Of course, a high-level player with maxed out cards, perks, or whatever you want to call them, will have a massive advantage over a beginner. Thankfully, because you can level up fast enough, this gap is closed fairly quickly. And once you factor in the large team sizes, that means regardless of your skill level, you can still have a good time on Battlefront 2. Speaking of having fun, there's also no skill-based matchmaking, so you can play with your friends with no issues. You won't be restricted based on your skill level. And honestly, it's a very refreshing change than more modern titles. Playing this game really took me back to my childhood, playing heroes vs villains on the original Battlefront 2, where for endless hours, we would play Mos Eisley Assault with other kids in the neighborhood. Very quick side note, the Emperor in the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 looked hilarious. He like floated up into the sky. We always used to laugh at that when we were kids. I really have a soft spot for this franchise. Because of Battlefront, I met so many of my friends, and I've always wanted it to succeed and to go from strength to strength. Playing Battlefront 2's Jedi Temple as a newly anointed anointed Darth Vader and the 501st storming the temple, Operation Nightfall I think it was called. That's a core memory I have from my childhood. Currently on Xbox Most Played list, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is sitting at 14th. Before, it was lucky to even break the top 100. Halo Infinite, for anyone who's interested, is sitting at 31st. Halo MCC, the Master Chief Collection, is sitting at 36th. This truly shows just how much power the players have. When I talk to you guys, the people who are watching this video, you hold all of the keys. I am not kidding. The executives at video game companies think they're the ones in charge. That could not be further from the truth. For example, if this Star Wars resurgence is anything to go by, never underestimate the collective power of a group of people. Now, this situation has gotten so much attention that even past developers has started to comment on the resurgence of Battlefront 2. With the ex-creative director, who had disappeared from Twitter, he came back and tweeted, "I felt a great disturbance in the Force." Another, who was the single-player lead at DICE, said, "The Star Wars Battlefront 2 community wall never makes me not smile as I walk past it. A great symbol of passion, creativity, and in true Star Wars fashion, hope." Hope being the key word. Hope that this leads to a Battlefront 3. Hope that a franchise beloved by millions is picked back up. And hope that the fans of this franchise are heard. The third ex-Battlefront developer, and he was the lead animator on Battlefront 2, said, "Loving the renewed hype around Battlefront 2. I was lead animator on the game, and if Battlefront 3 ever happens, I would love to return. The team was excellent, and the community feedback loop was the best I've seen in my career. So many ideas left on the table." And that's right, there was so many cool things that Battlefront 2 could have had, but unfortunately the focus shifted to the new Battlefield game. There is so many things that could be added or put into a Battlefront title, things that people would absolutely love. There truly is so much potential with this franchise. It goes without saying, but if you do want to spread the word and get this video seen by as many people as possible for Battlefront 3, leave it a like, it definitely helps out. Now, while we are on the topic of Battlefield versus Battlefront, and this is not me putting one franchise against another by any means, this is just me pointing out that both franchises can exist at the same time. Star Wars Battlefront 2 sold more copies than the Battlefield that was released after it. Star Wars Battlefront 2 sold over 10 million copies worldwide, whereas Battlefield 5, a very good game, sold 7.3 million copies in the same time frame. Again, not me putting one franchise against another, both are deserving of having games in their universes created, and both can coexist at the same time. For me personally, why I want a Star Wars Battlefront 3 goes all the way back to 2005. Star Wars Battlefront 3 on the original Xbox was practically completed. Just this year, a brand new version of the game and leaks showed a borderline content complete version of the game. We never got it, but I'd love a new age version of Battlefront 3 with content and features to the standard of a modern title. It feels like in many ways Battlefront 3 was cursed, and I'm hoping this massive boost in players is enough to finally get the game over the line. As I said, the original Battlefront games were a massive part of my childhood. They released alongside the movies, and they were extremely popular. It kind of sucked in a way when the Classic Collection launched last year. It was in such a broken state and was dead on arrival, I never really had much hope we'd ever see a Battlefront 3. But now, in the last 2 weeks, I have a new hope. And that's it. That's the Star Wars 2 Battlefront comeback nobody expected, myself included. Gamers are awesome. The fact that through sheer determination and word of mouth, players have completely repopulated and revived a game that was practically dead. It says volumes. If you want to support Battlefront 2, jump on, play some games. All platforms are thriving, so it doesn't matter where you play, we need your support. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.